First of all, I want to thank everybody that traveled, all the media that traveled out here to be a part of this. I've been saying since day one, the thing that makes Penn State special is the people, and that's these guys, our players, that's the fans, that's the media, that's the administration, that's everybody, our entire community. So just really happy for these guys. I think a couple of things. We didn't play the prettiest game today. We did the things that you typically can't do. We had too many penalties and we had turnovers. But the more important thing is these guys never stop believing in each other, never stop believing in the program, and they found a way to win. And that's a very, very important ingredient to have. And we have that. Those other things, the turnovers and the penalties, we can clean those things up. What I'm most proud of is when times got tough and they went down and scored, that receiver made a huge play for them. And the momentum swung. There was only a minute or so left in the game. And I looked across the sideline, and there wasn't doubt in anybody's eye. Everybody believed. They believed in Hack. They believed in Zettel. They believed in Ficken, who's going to be in here in a minute. And that's what I'm most proud of. And I'm proud that these fans can get back on the plane and fly back happy and enjoy themselves. And then we're going to get back to work again tomorrow, I guess, right? So, open up the question.
If you take us through the last 10 seconds or so, it looked like you thought the ball was out of bounds and you had to quickly burn a timeout. How did things kind of play out?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into the some of the things that went on during the game, but yeah, I thought the guy was out of bounds. If he did wind the clock, he wound it late, so we ended up having to burn the timeout. But the most important thing is, Hack and the guys did a great job of managing the timeouts through the game and the coaching staff. So we had them, so we had the timeout to burn. So really, really pleased with that. But there's no doubt, there was some issues kind of throughout the game, and that was one of them.
Were you going to run another play there, James? Or?
We were going to try to center the ball and then call a timeout. But when we lined up and Hack lined up to center the ball, they started winding the clock. Yeah. So we just burned the timeout there and then lined it up to kick it.
Dave, you felt when you were 50, you called him over specifically. What did that mean, do you think, to Sam to be able to kick that?
Well, these guys will tell you better than me. I mean, that guy's had as consistent of a spring and summer as anybody on our team. He's been money. I'm just happy for him because he's had an interesting career. He really has. It's probably the best way to describe it. But it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And he's a perfect example in this life, in this program. If you just stay positive, you persevere, you keep working, good things will happen.
Coach, UCF had that veteran secondary. It seemed like you guys weren't afraid to challenge the deep ball. Talk a little bit about what kind of preparation went into setting for defense.
Well, I think number one, you guys know we got a special guy playing quarterback. What the question was there going to be the players around him from an inexperienced standpoint to make plays? And they did. I mean, Gino Lewis made some unbelievable plays today, circus catches. I think Hamilton broke the freshman record. So just, so many positives. Jesse made some plays early on that were really important. I thought overall our protection was pretty good, but I think Hack's mobility, like we talked about, I think he's a much better athlete than people realize or give him credit to, and he was able to extend plays and run for some first downs today. So I think it's really, really important, and I think obviously the defense stepped up time and time again when we needed them.
Coach, you talked about how the momentum, you guys withstood the momentum shift. It seemed to shift when they brought in their second-team quarterback, Justin Holman, in the second half. Can you just talk about his play and what that did for their team?
Yeah, he's got mobility, which is helpful, just like Hack. He threw a ball up down the middle of the field that I think we had pretty well covered, and just misplayed the ball. The receiver came down, and from there he got confidence, and they got confidence and got some momentum, and then it became a ball game. It got exciting at that point. We talked with the people from Croke Park, and they really wanted us to win it in the last 10 seconds or so for TV ratings and everything else. So that's what I talked to these guys about at halftime. So let's find a way to make it interesting and then win it in the last 10 seconds to go in the game.
James, what is winning a game in this manner? What can it do for a young team?
I think there's so many things. You're on the road. You're really on the road. We were the away team. We had penalties, we had turnovers, we weren't always perfect, but we found a way to win. And that ingredient is what people are searching for all the time. We try to instill it in practice. We try to instill it in meetings, what it takes to win and what it takes to be successful, not just in football, but in life. We believe everything that we do on the football field has parallels to life. And these guys are winners. They really are. And I think those other things we can spend time on film and in meetings correcting. The only time we were stopped tonight when we stopped ourselves.
Coach, what was your biggest surprise and your biggest disappointment today?
There's nothing that I'm disappointed about, because all the things that happened today are opportunities for growth and opportunities to learn. The thing that I wouldn't say surprised, but I was really pleased with was the guys around Hack that stepped up and made plays for him. I thought our defense really played well early on, allowed our offense to kind of work through some kinks. But I wouldn't say there's anything I was overly surprised with. Probably the one thing was we didn't have headsets for the whole first quarter. We had no headsets. We had no form of communication whatsoever. That was, I wouldn't know if I would necessarily describe it as a surprise, but it was interesting.
How come you guys didn't have them for the first quarter?
I really wanted to say something right there, but I'm going to watch myself. I don't know. They didn't work. And where I learned something today. When I understand the rules, when your headsets go out, they have to turn theirs off. But the officials informed me today that that rule changed. That rule changed. They didn't have to. So we didn't have headsets.
How did you do it against him so much early? And it's his first game. You must have seen something.
Yeah, I think Deshaun is one of those guys that's worked extremely hard, and he came in with me obviously, so I knew the type of player he was, and just like Gino, just like our tight ends, and you give him an opportunity, he's going to go up and play and make the effort. So I think Deshaun's work ethic is the reason why I trust him so much. He's a guy that shows up every day at practice and is consistent with what he does. So I'm confident going against him.
Were you thinking about that pre-game? Or this is this guy's chance, I know he can do the job, or is it just something that will work out?
No, I think Deshaun just came out and made plays. He got open, did what he had to do, and just like a lot of the other things, Gino made 2 or 3 ridiculous catches. I think the guys really stepped up. They understood what they had to do, and they made plays.
What's your mindset, Christian, with a minute to go after they score, you're coming back out on the field, and you need to score?
Yeah, that's a testament. I think it goes back to our practice field. We were a team that I would say struggled at 2 minute when we first put it in the spring, and then I feel like as camp went on, the team really started to buy into it, and again, it's just like it was last year. We practiced it so much. These guys do a great job putting us in situations where we have to be perfect to succeed. And I think today guys went out and they wanted it. They made plays when they needed to make plays and finish.
What was the huddle like after they took the lead there? A minute left or whatever.
I mean, we were excited. I think this team's been there before. This team's been down before, a lot of these guys. So I think, even though we were young, we understood what we could do. And, again, Gino came out and made plays. I think Bill made a fantastic play to get out of bounds right there. So I think it's just one of those things where guys stepped up and really just got a line.
You scrambled because you see, it's so quick and you see.
Yeah, I knew it was 4th down, so I knew I had to, if I was going to go, I had to go, and I hit it and just tried to get as much as I could.
Anthony, the bottom of the pile with Wilson, number 7, I believe you might have, so just tell us what happened at the bottom of that pile.
Just, football. We just stripped it out. We both had a hold of it. I had 3 hands on it. That's helped me out.
Andy, it's a game that forced the defense together. So many times you had to put in tough spots and back in position where you generally were holding them. So it kind of brings you guys together.
Yeah, as a team and as a defense, I feel like we're really close to winning. All the defense times, makes it basically easy out in the field.
Christian, you've obviously had a lot of faith in these guys you've been throwing to, but to be able to go out this early in the year and have the success that you've had today with these new targets, I mean, how much does that help the offense this early in the year moving forward?
I think it's something that we can lean on. Obviously, we look to be a very well-rounded team, and again, it's a testament to how hard those guys work in the offseason. And everyone thought that was going to be the big question mark. That was one of the things that we were very confident in. We knew we had playmakers outside. guys, we can continue to get better. It's going to be something we can build on. But, I think that there were some mistakes, and we got to build those, fix those to continue to get better. The goal is to always improve. And I think these guys today, gave us a lot of good, a great foundation, a lot of film, a lot of things to be correct, and a lot of things to build.
400-yard passing for you, Christian. You're the first player to ever do that here. I think you guys won the game. Is that number, 400 yards, is that sunk in for you?
Again, I think it's a testament to a lot of pieces to that puzzle. The offensive line that everyone was out there doubting, I think, played a very good game. Defense sort of threw a lot of stuff at them there towards the end of the game, and they held strong and did their part. And again, the receivers came out. Blitz zero, Gino runs a zero beater and goes and makes a fantastic catch off the tip. And I think that's one of those things where, again, something we can build on, something we can continue to go, and then it was an overall team effort.